So I keep on seeing this more and more, and it is kind of worrying me. I'm not sure if it's a way for a brand to to get you to continue buying bottles or not, but I'm seeing a lot of people who are taking under 5,000 milligrams of glutathione daily. Like we're seeing maybe 1,500 to 2,000, and it's they're trying to start their skincare journey, and honestly it's you're never going to get there. I'm not sure if it's because, and I am guilty of this, if I see that I have to take too many pills or too large of a dose of whatever I'm buying, if it's not lasting me at least a month, I kind of I don't want to invest in it. Do you know what I mean? So if you're taking, I don't know, it could be liposomal glutathione pills or something that's just, packaged in a small bottle. Um, just know that if it looks like something where you can take maybe 1,000 to 2,000 daily, and then you still have enough in the bottle for the rest of the month, chances are that's not going to get you your results. That's going to take you so long. Honestly, within the first 3 months, if you're taking over 5,000, you will already see results. The only way that you get set back usually is if you are getting sun exposure. Oh, and I have to say, that's midday and after sun exposure. I've noticed that if it's early in the morning, you don't really have to worry about it. One thing I want everyone to do is check the UV rating on your phone. It's usually on your weather app. It'll let you know. It's a scale from 1 to 10, just to know what it is. That's basically going to tell you just, I guess, a rating of how bad the sun is that day, how quickly you will tan or you will burn. So it's definitely something to check early in the morning, even when the sun is out. Majority of the time you can check it, it'll be at a 1 or a 2, if not at 0. But I don't know, I got off on a tangent. But yeah, a lot of these I've noticed that even in the liquid glutathione, I'm not gonna name any brand names. Just I don't want to start any trouble, but yeah, if they're not recommending that you use more than 5,000, I feel like it's kind of a scam to make you continue buying their bottles, because it's going to take your journey way longer. And maybe it's nothing malicious. Maybe a brand didn't start this trend. Perhaps it's just people getting confused with people who've already done glutathione for at least 8 to 11 months, and they're now in a maintenance phase. Because if you are aggressive with it, by month 8 or 11, honestly, you should feel like you've made some leeway. And the best way to tell is from old pictures or old videos, because I know that we do get used to seeing ourselves each and every day. Also, I think, some people don't really understand what they look like. It's like when you're working out in the gym and you still think you're small, and but everyone else is holy crap, you're getting so big. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of people taking 2,000 or under that, and it's it's gonna take you so long to get results, so long. I understand that the way some of this stuff is packaged, yeah, it does look like you're gonna be using several bottles of it a month, but that's just how it is unless you're making your own. Doing your own mixtures is the only way to get around just buying and, a couple bottles a month just to keep up. Again, it also depends on what are your goals? How light are you trying to get? Another thing that I'm noticing that not a lot of people are talking about, are and it's kind of gross, but hear me out, bowel movements. If you are not having at least daily bowel movements, or at the very least, maybe only skipping a day every other day, I would I would rethink whatever glutathione you're taking. One of the ways that it does work is that it creates bile, which actually helps us move out toxic waste. Every day that we're eating, we're building, more and more waste, and it has to come out. your body will actually go through your reserves of glutathione. This is something that I now know just after the last couple of years of research. Your body, whatever waste that you have, if you're constipated, if you notice that your bowel movements are maybe they're really hard, or you just like know that, like, hey, that wasn't enough, I still probably have some in there. When you have that going on, your body's going to use up your glutathione stores. Why? Because glutathione is an antioxidant that cleans out our body. I mean, it's made for detoxing. We naturally make it, and when we're supplementing it, it's going to be used. You don't want it to be used because you're constipated or you're not able, to get that bile out. Or should I say excrement? It's not bile, but your body will create good bile. And you notice this a lot when you're doing rectal syringes. I talked about this in the comments of my last video that I posted, that like I have been using everything other than glutathione to lighten my skin probably the last 2 years, because I haven't been able to like routinely keep up with taking glutathione every day. And being in a relationship is like definitely something that I was too, I don't want to say afraid, but just embarrassed to like, be having so many bowel movements, which is like what happens when you're doing rectal syringes. And you can hear it, in, yeah, if you guys have ever done a rectal syringe, you know what I'm talking about. So it's like I was just like trying to do everything other than glutathione, and while it does work, there are other supplements you can use for skin lightening. It's not going to be as quick as glutathione. Glutathione is still like one of the fastest ways to achieve whatever your goals are. But that's not to say that you can't still get really great goals using other supplements other than glutathione. But yeah, if you are not, or if your glutathione that you're taking is not causing you to have at least daily, if not every other day, movements, I would either look into another brand, or I would figure out the way that you're getting it into your body. And this is why, like, some people who go really crazy with this, they will go on like a cleaner diet. Not saying you have to eat all raw foods, but they will basically replace at least 70% of the packaged, well, I would say preservative food, not necessarily packaged. Just because it's packaged doesn't mean it's bad, but the foods have a lot of preservatives, because you'll notice that that also, it'll kind of like stop you up, or it'll back you up just a little bit, and your digestion won't be working as right. So that's another reason why magnesium is so important. Please be taking magnesium, either from 300 to 500. Do not start with 500. You need to start small, but it will help you to take those daily bowel movements, and you need magnesium to boost glutathione in your blood naturally. So like, don't skip on it. Magnesium, you can buy a whole big bottle, and I use it every day. Sometimes it'll last me like 3 months. It's super cheap. It's one of those things. I think mine costs like $20, but it doesn't really matter what brand you get. Just like the milligrams. So like one pill should be anywhere from 300 to 500 milligrams. For me, I take 500, but if you're starting out for the first time, I don't do it. um, yeah, bowel movements. That's a good way to know that your glutathione is actually like, I don't want to say natural, but that it doesn't have like a lot of filler in there. Because when you're getting glutathione, especially when it's going through like the blood barrier, like it will help clean you out, but in a good way, not in a way that you're like in pain or anything like that. Oh, and that's where your skin gets that glow, because yeah, that waste will back up. And this goes back to people going in sauna. People who go in the sauna, they sweat out the toxins through their skin, which also is why they have more of a glow and even toned skin.